Hey, Planeswalkers and friends, hope you're doing well and staying safe. It is yours truly, Meta Master Mythras, here today, going to break down the meta for you, and it is swiftly changing here with the release of Strixhaven. However, we got a few things that we're going to do today. Feel free to dive down below to the timestamps, and while you're down there, check out the details, other great ways to support the channel, flip me a like, all that lovely stuff. So we are going to start with something a little bit different today. I have a personal PSA or public service announcement, so just bear with me here for a minute. And then we're going to close out the Kaldheim meta because it is important to look back, talk through some of those things. I recently produced a tier list. You guys can absolutely check that out. Decks are still obviously playable, and I have some other comments on Strixhaven around that as well. And then additionally, my friends, I will kick you out the door today with a deck that you can certainly build around and play. A top deck that I have not yet built because I am running my sealed events. For those of you that caught me on Twitch yesterday as well, thank you very much. So first off, public service announcement. First things first, I always tell you guys this, appreciate the community, the support that you give me, everything. No, I'm not planning to shut down the channel, first off. But second, I'm very fortunate. So for those of you that hang out in the Discord server, absolutely check out, like I said, down below. Shout out to Stroman for guessing what actually the first piece of my announcement is. We are very privileged to be moving here shortly. So I will actually be in the process of selling my house. So I ask you to bear with me. Because we'll have to be doing showings and those things that might be disruptive a little bit to my schedule. So that is the first piece. So I will be doing that. The plan is to move here towards the back half of the year in August, actually. So wanted to let you guys know that I am here. Nothing is changing from that perspective, but that is the first PSA. The second PSA that I want you and everyone to know, me and my wife are very blessed. We're actually welcoming our third child into this world, or our third miracle. So very excited about that and new addition to our family. So wanted you guys and gals to know that, because we are very proud of that, and I believe in our magic family as well. So wanted you just to be aware that my schedule may not be as consistent. We are also the little miracle will be coming right around the same time that we're moving. So lots of things going on. Appreciate you allowing me to take the time to let you know and inform you of some personal things going on. I know we don't talk too much about that, but those of you, again, like I said, that keep track of me in a lot of the other ways that you can, communications, all those things, get to see those. So very personal, near and dear to my heart. I wanted to do that again today because one, Strixhaven's kicking off. There's a lot of things there. Two, Kaldheim, we're going to close out. Not too much new, but I do want to do that. And then three, again, we're going to equip you with that deck. So thank you for allowing me to take a minute and a half of your time to share some very personal news with you guys. So thank you again, as always, for that support. So with that, let's go ahead here and close out our tier list, or sorry, I already did tier list, our meta, weekly meta. So quickly, last 2 weeks have been heavily impacted. First off, by the Kaldheim Championship. Second, there were a few tournaments last 2 weekends ago. We began to talk a little bit more again, in the uptick of the Naya Adventures was really the big one. And mono red continued to take off in best of 1 and best of 3. We begin to see some of these other upticks as well. So to kind of go full circle here, again, this is what the snapshot's looking like. It has not quite fully been updated for Strixhaven. Again, today it just dropped. This is a couple hours after that, so I wouldn't expect per se that data to be in here, which makes sense. So this was the snapshot. So as you're thinking about your best of one decks, certainly keep these things in mind in terms of how you want to play. Many folks, and what I always highly encourage in terms of being competitive, you can always carry on these top decks here into the new season. It's also a great way to find consistency in the meta and wins early on as things get settled, and I will certainly be bringing you a bunch of those top decks as I'm hunting these cards down for you as well. So this is what it looks like. Again, top 4, all those lovely Boros colors, and then in terms of popularity, that's the snapshot there. Rogues has certainly been increasing in that best of one space, but really, again, mono red snow aggro taking off with almost 20% of the meta, and then mono white obviously as that lovely second there. So here's kind of what this looks like. We can take a quick snapshot. We can see these win rates as well as the amount played, and how everything else is moving. Sultai is going down on both sides, and then everything else is kind of leveling off here in terms of what we have going on. You're seeing the best win rates between really mono red, mono white, and so forth there, my friends. So that is the best of one. I will drill into some of the more competitive scene because I know many of you love to ask me about that as well, and pretty much reflective of what we see there. The aura stuff really backs off hard a little bit more, but if you didn't check it out, there was a really cool #1 mono black auras deck that I did earlier towards the beginning of the season. So next we're going to go ahead and take a look at the best of 3 items here. So very important for you, a little bit different snapshot. Again, one of the biggest things that I'll just call out here is we see the rise again of Sultai Ultimatum. We saw a crossover. They touched and then they kind of came back in terms of mono red snow aggro. Snow aggro still commanding the best win rate, even in best of 3. Naya Adventure creeping back up there as that #2 spot. Temur Obosh Adventure, and then Cycling still holding up really well, even though it's less of the field. So again, we continue to look at this mix in best of 3. Pretty important. Obosh is really taking a dive in terms of the amount played, and then everything else here kind of going steady when we look at that. So very important to see those things. Everything else, again, kind of leveling off there. Interesting to see Sultai Ultimatum really climbing like that, but yet not producing quite as high of a win rate, my friends. So again, we'll drill in, give you another snapshot here of some of the key important pieces at the higher end and the competitive end. Similar, we're seeing the reflection here. And that is what we're getting. So very cool to see that. I did want to close out Kaldheim, like I said. So very similar to kind of where it was at last week. Really mono red, creating that distance. The big thing I think in best of 3 would be that Sultai Ultimatum. We'll continue to keep an eye on these decks because things are certainly going to evolve, my friends. I've been doing a ton of sealed, and I do really enjoy the format. Had a lot of fun. I like the learn ability to go pull something from the sideboard, whether it's color fixing, if you're running 3, all those things. So it's certainly a different way to think about how you're going to be drafting, as well as running some of the best of 1 matches. And I would even go so far as potentially best of 3. There could be a advantage to splitting your sideboard and leveraging those items as well. Time will tell, but that is a big piece for you to keep in mind, certainly. So the last thing that I do want to do here is I want to give you one deck for you that you can either work towards or play with or have some fun. So give me 1 second here. I am doing some new stuff, so I'm excited about this. I'm gonna flip over my views. Look at that. So perfect, worked out. Now, Planeswalkers, this deck here is a top 500 Prismari dragon deck. Very, very cool. It's actually CGB's deck, so congrats CGB on doing some real work here in Best of One on this deck. I know that you just hit potentially a very, very top Twitch number, so congratulations on that. Always a shout out, big fan here, and love your dedication to the community and everything that you do. So wanted to highlight your deck here, near and dear to my heart as well. So again, Prismari Dragon deck for you. I will post this list so that it's available to you down below, and you have access to it right away as well, so that you can go ahead and start playing. Obviously, you can see I have a lot of craft to do, so sorry. Hopefully we'll get to this. I am looking forward to it, but we got some pretty neat interactions and cards here to keep in mind. I like the flow. I like what's going on here with this deck. Certainly things that are going to be very explosive and a very powerful traditional, is it? But now Prismari deck that we have going on. So very excited about that. And who doesn't love dragons, right? So a great way to close out here for our final Kaldheim weekly meta analysis. And then additionally, my friends, looking forward to Strixhaven. Like I said, we talked about some of the new mechanics. We got the Magecraft stuff. We got the Learn. Each of the houses has kind of a unique ability tied to them with some of those Magecraft things. So keep those in mind. I've been running Sealed. You guys can check out my Twitch. I may post that Sealed run later for you so that you guys can see that. Had a really, really nice run, ran Abzan colors actually. For two of them, and had a lot of success with that. So seeing and putting up results. I know many of you are going to be chasing these cards. I myself primarily look at myself as a free-to-play player. Like you, I do spend some money occasionally, but I don't go buy all the cards. But I am looking forward, I shouldn't say but, and I am looking forward to bringing you guys and gals some wonderful top decks here. So again, just want to say thank you. As always, Planeswalkers, appreciate your support. If you like today's video, go ahead, flip me a like. Would love to hear from you in the comments. Additionally, I know I just posted to the community quick question for you. Please feel free to check that out or comment here. Would love to hear what you like specifically around new sets, so as we go to the next one outside of Strixhaven, I can keep that in mind to build some wonderful, valuable content for you, and know how to take that video to give you guys and gals the best value for that. So lots of great ideas so far. Keep them coming. I like to think through these things to equip you with the best information possible. So Planeswalkers, again, thank you for listening to me on our exciting news that we have coming. Additionally, again, staying tuned on these weekly analysis videos, and then 3, checking out one of a key top deck, I'll say right off the bat, with CGB as always. So stay safe, Planeswalkers. Stay tuned because we got a lot coming your way with Strixhaven, my friends. So Metamaster Mythras out for today. We'll see you again tomorrow.